Chapter 354, A Few More Times Too. The 9 nascent souls on Song Shi's body trembled as the nomological power in his body was released continuously. 9 suns in Theski, Ash shouted. 9 blazing suns floated in the air and combined into a burst of flames. With a bang, they collided with the fire troll's hands. Get up! Hispity trembled as he tried his best to push himself up. The giant's huge hand that was pressing down was actually lifted up bit by bit. How could that be? The terrifying explosive force made Green Flame Demon Venerable's expression change. He felt as if he was pressing down on suns. At this moment, it was as if the sun had just risen and he could not stop it. This person's explosive power was too terrifying, making him feel fear for the first time. I definitely can't not suppress this kid. Otherwise, if word gets out, it'll become a joke. Green Flame Demon Venerable was embarrassed. He was a dignified elder of the Sky Demon cult and existence at the middle stage of the soul transformation realm. He was a renowned existence in the entire boundless continent. How could he not be able to deal with a nascent soul? He stared at Song Shi, whose hair was standing upside down, and let out an angry roar. His entire body was on fire, and his eyes were filled with malice and dense killing intent. Since you're so capable, I won't hold back and will kill you directly. He tore the dark contract into pieces. The shattered scroll suddenly turned into a ball of black flames and flew towards Song Shi. The latter seemed to have been targeted by something and could not dodge even if he wanted to. In the next moment, his soul was enveloped by a ring of black flames. His body could not withstand it at all, and his soul began to dissipate from the flames. Song Shi persevered for a moment. In the end, he could not withstand the soul-level attack and sacrificed himself. His body lost its control and had no resistance. He was slapped into the magma by the demon phenomenon. Ding! Congratulations on having your soul wiped out by the power of the contract. Your soul has dissipated. The reward is doubled. Soul power 20,000, freedom attribute points 6,000. In the system notification, Song Shi had received a soul power reward this time. The strength of his soul had increased by a notch, and he could probably attempt to condense his primordial spirit. Through his cultivation with Bai Yuer and many battles with soul transformation cultivators, Song Shi knew that the key to reaching the soul transformation realm from the nascent soul realm was not only to comprehend yin and yang, but also to transform the soul and condense an even stronger essence soul. With the primordial spirit, he could control the power of heaven and earth. To a certain extent, he could even use the power of heaven and earth to a certain extent. His combat strength had increased greatly, exceeding the limit of an individual's strength. He could use the power of heaven and earth to fight his enemies. I didn't expect to receive such a good reward after being killed by a contract. If there's a chance, I should sign a few more. Song Shi was very happy. After he revived, he would see if he could die again. When he died, the entire Yao Moon Palace fell silent. They were overwhelmed with emotions as they watched. They thought that after Song Shi erupted, he would have a chance to withstand the suppression of the Dharma characteristic alone. They did not expect Song Shi to die in another way. The entire process was too fast for them to react. Ziyue was even more stunned. This man was killed by the power of the contract just like that. The contract was targeted at the soul. Could he be revived this time? It's quite a pity to kill him just like that. This person's strength is not simple. If he works in peace, he will definitely become a pillar of our sect. Green Flame Demon Venerable stared at Song Shi's body that had fallen into the lava, feeling rather regretful. I'll bury you here. He controlled his crowd-controlled Dharma troll to grab Song Shi's corpse that was about to be submerged in magma. He prepared to collect the spoils of war before burying him. Before the fire troll's hand could touch Song Shi, the latter suddenly lit up again. With a bang, he shook off the Dharma troll's hand. Green Flame Demon Venerable's body trembled as he asked in shock, "What?" Then, his pupils constricted. He saw Song Shi get up from the magma with his own eyes. How was he not dead at all? Song Shi walked out of the magma unscathed, surrounded by the sun. He looked even stronger. The people from the Yao Moon Palace thought that they were hallucinating. How could this person not be there at all? Could it be that everything just now was fake? As Song Shi's opponent, Green Flame Demon Venerable, could not calm down. Impossible, why didn't the contract of darkness kill you? How? Green Flame Demon Venerable was shocked, this had never happened before. Do you still have this contract? If you do, please let me sign a few more. Song Shi asked. He was not mocking him. He really wanted to experience the feeling of being killed by a contract again. The power of this contract was targeted at the soul. Killing him could directly strengthen the soul. If the soul was strong enough, it could directly lay a firm foundation for him to ascend to the soul transformation realm and shorten the time it took for him to break through. How can you be okay? Green Flame Demon Venerable stared at Song Shi. Even though he knew that this person's golden cicada shedding was very powerful, he still could not accept it. After all, the dark contract targeted the soul. Regardless of whether one was a clone or the main body, one would definitely not be able to avoid it. Maybe your contract was faulty and didn't work, allowing me to escape death. Do you want to try again? I'll give you a chance. Song Shi smiled and urged, if you have it, take it out quickly. I'll sign the contract immediately. Green Flame Demon Venerable felt a blatant ridicule. You really know how to pretend. You probably used some method to dodge the power of the contract, or you held back when signing the contract. Do you really think that the power of the contract can't kill you? He activated his Dharma Troll and charged over again. Since you're lucky enough to survive, I'll personally send you on your way. This time, I'll destroy your soul and body. That's good. Please work harder, because I won't hold back. Song Shi replied with a smile. He was still fearless as he went forward. After reviving this time, he had already recovered all his nomological power. At this moment, he released it without caring about his life and condensed 81 suns around his body in one go. He had 9 nascent souls, and each nascent soul had condensed 9 golden cores. Now that they were all released, the dharmic powers in his dantian and acupuncture points were all emptied. He basically did not hold back at all. He released all his nomological power at once. The terrifying 81 suns released light and heat to their heart's content. The terrifying heat wave distorted the air and melted the ground. The people of the Yao Moon Palace felt like they were about to go blind. Those with lower cultivation levels had tears in their eyes. They couldn't take it anymore and had no choice but to close their eyes. He can still erupt. This brat, Green Flame Demon Venerable, looked at Song Shi, who was in the center of the golden sun, and felt his heart skip a beat. The other party's magic power was too deep. It gave him the feeling that 10 late nascent soul cultivators had fused together. He felt his heart skip a beat. Boom! Song Shi directly threw the sun out and smashed it into Green Flame Demon Venerable's Dharma Troll. It directly exploded, and his huge body was blasted into pieces. That's great. With a chuckle, Song Shi felt an unbridled madness surging him. At this moment, he did not hold back at all. With a press of his hand, the suns fell like suns and bombarded the fire troll's body crazily, as if they were destroying the world. Who could withstand such a suicidal attack? Green Flame Demon Venerable's Dharma Troll could not withstand the power and exploded into pieces. Boom! 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 A series of explosions erupted on the giant's body. The Dharma Troll could no longer hold on and shattered. Amidst the chaotic flames, Green Flame Demon Venerable's main body was revealed. There was blood at the corner of his mouth, and he had a shocked expression. He was a little stunned by the explosion. He had cultivated the Azure Demon form for so many years, but this was the first time it had been broken. This was a Dharma phenomenon. It had used a portion of the power of heaven and earth and was supported by his own nomological power. But it was actually broken by this person with such a direct method. It was really a blow. Seeing that Song Shi was constantly closing in and that there were still a few suns around him, he definitely could not withstand a few explosions. He took out a bottle in a panic and carefully opened it. A wisp of green fire flew out. There weren't many flames, but the light was exceptionally bright. The space was showing signs of melting. I only have one wisp of the Azure Yang spiritual flame left. Uraletsky, with a pained expression, he pointed at the spirit flame. A green light fused with his demonic flame and instantly pierced through Songshi's dharmic powers barrier. When it landed on Songshi's body, an abnormally high temperature spread. Waves of intense pain came and directly ignited Songshi's body. What the hell? Songshi was shocked. His body was already so terrifying. How could it still burn him? The green flames that ignited him quickly devoured his supreme Yang True fire. His strength soared, and Songshi actually could not withstand it. He was directly burned and melted. Hey Emph, this spirit flame contains a fragment of the origin nomological power. Consider it your honor to die from this. Green Flame Demon Venerable laughed sinisterly as he heaved a sigh of relief. He should be able to deal with this kid this time. Fortunately, he still had the spiritual flame. He was so close to being forced into a corner by this person.